Hey guys, I got a new video for you today, and we're going to be taking a look at a new flashlight that I just picked up. This is from a company called LitezAll, and I'm familiar with this company. I've come across their website from time to time. They have a lot of really interesting flashlights, really interesting form factors. So it's really cool the things that they do. But I was at my local Walmart today, and I was just kind of walking down the flashlight aisle. I always tend to go by there because you always see like good deals and different flashlights and stuff like that. And I saw this one, and obviously the size originally caught my eye. It's a fairly large flashlight, as you guys can see right here in my hand. And then I picked it up, and the weight is what really sold me on it. For such a large flashlight, it is extremely lightweight. And as you guys can see right here, it says lightweight 7.0 ounces. So it just weighs 7 ounces. Now, it says 5 times more lightweight, and I do believe that. I almost thought that it was missing a battery or something when I picked it up, but it was completely sealed and everything. It is 1,000 lumens on the highest output, and as you guys can see here, it gives you a lot of the information. So you have 3 outputs: 1,000 lumens, 500 lumens, and 50 lumens. And then it has a 1,800 milliamp rechargeable battery. So this is a rechargeable flashlight, and it does let you know right there, rechargeable. It says rechargeable battery included, 18650 lithium ion. So it is an 18650, but it's such a large flashlight. It almost feels like it should be 2 of them in there, but I guess it only has 1. And then in the back, it gives you a little bit more information. If you want to pause there, you can see, basically all the info on the light itself. Now, the last thing that really sold me on this is, and I had to double check the price, was the price of it. It was $14.99, so $15. $15 for a 1,000 lumen rechargeable flashlight, especially this size, is not a bad deal at all. Obviously, this is not an EDC flashlight. This is perfect to keep like in your kitchen, or maybe in your garage, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep it in my garage as a kind of grab and go flashlight, especially because it does say that it has a 387 meter throw, and it says tight and wide beam. So it also says actual product used in photo. So that's really interesting. So I wanted to go ahead and pick it up just to kind of check it out. I'll go ahead and get it out of the packaging, and we'll take a look at it. Alright guys, so here is the flashlight out of the packaging. As I mentioned earlier, it is a fairly large flashlight. So besides the light itself, the only other thing inside was the charging cable. So again, this is a USB-A to micro USB charging cable. I almost wish that it was a USB-C, since that's what pretty much everybody else is going to. But again, for $15, you kind of get what you get. So at least they do include that, which is nice. And then the flashlight. So right off the bat, I can tell you that as soon as I took it out of the packaging, it was so light that I almost felt like, you know what, there is not a battery in there. It doesn't feel like there's a battery in there. So I went ahead and turned it on, and it came on. So the battery is inside. Now they do ask that you charge it up completely before you use it for the first time, and the batteries are not replaceable. So there is no way of kind of getting into this without taking the screws out and accessing it that way. So it's not like you can unscrew it and replace the battery or anything like that. But again, it's $15. If I do like it, maybe I'll pick up another one. If something happens to this one, I'll have that one as well. There is nothing in the back here, so there's no tail cap switch, but it is flat. So if you did need to tail stand it, you could do that. Then you have your side switch right here. So you have your switch in the front, and then in the back here it has the port for the micro USB charging, and that kind of goes back in there, and it protects it a little bit. It's kind of easy for that to come up, so I don't know how watertight or dust tight or anything like that it would be, but it is there. And then you have your switch to activate the flashlight, so to turn it on and off, and then also to cycle through the modes. And then right on top of there, you do have a battery indicator, which is really cool. It says 25, 50, 75, or 100. It is blue LEDs that will come on, and it will let you know what the status of the battery is, which is perfect because it's right there. So as you go to turn the flashlight on, you can look down and you can see how much battery you have left. The head of the flashlight right here, the business end, you do have one LED right in the middle, all the way down there. And this is a very deep reflector, and it is nice and smooth. So I could definitely see where that claim of 387 meter throw will come in play, because you do have, again, a very deep reflector there. The LED sits all the way back here, and it is wide in the front. and then smooth reflector there. So as I mentioned, the switch right here, if you go ahead and turn it on, you will see the LEDs right there. So right now it is lit, all 4 of them. So that means that the battery is at 100%, which is great right out of the box. And then if you do press the button, it'll turn it off. But if you press it and then kind of keep pressing it as you're using it, it'll cycle through the different modes. Now it does look like it comes on on the high mode. And again, that high mode is 1,000 lumens and it says it's good for 3 hours. Now, it's interesting right here, you can actually see kind of like the little design of the LED in the middle there, but it is a nice tight center here, and then you do have some spill on the outside. So if you have it on for a while and then you press the button, it'll actually turn off. But if you turn it on and then press it again, it'll cycle down to medium. Medium is 500 lumens for 3.75 hours. And then if you go down to low, low is 50 lumens for 11.5 hours. So again, even on the low mode, you still get a very usable 50 lumens, which is nice. And it does last for 11.5 hours. So it does have an 18650 lithium ion battery inside of here, which it almost feels like there's nothing in there. And then if you deplete the battery, it actually takes it about 3 hours to fully charge to 100%. So not too bad. Again, for the usage that I'm going to use it for, and I think for the majority of people, what they're going to be using it for is just kind of like a light to have in a room. Maybe if you have like a truck and you want to have this light in there, it's pretty big, so it's good. If you're wearing gloves or something like that, you're not going to have to worry about it. The switch is pretty large, so very easy to activate, especially again if you have gloves on, but also it might be a little too easy to activate, so just keep that in mind. If you have it in a place that it might roll onto something or something might come in contact with it, it might go ahead and turn it on. So let me go ahead and take this outside and we'll take a look at some beam shots. Alright, so I went ahead and set up the camera in my backyard so I can show you some beam shots of this LitezAll flashlight. So as you saw earlier, when you press the button, it actually comes on at the highest output, which is 1,000 lumens. So I'll go ahead and show you guys that. So here it is. The back end of the fence over there is about 30 to 35 feet away. So you can see that it's got a really nice tight hot spot right in the middle, and then it does have some flood to the outside. So it's actually lighting out on the left and right side, the fence and the house. And then the goal post right there, the basketball post, and even my next door neighbor's house. I won't do that too much, but it's doing a really good job at throwing that light way out there. So obviously, since I've had it on, if I press the button, it'll turn it off. So I'll turn it back on and then cycle to the mid mode right here, which is 500 lumens. This is still doing a pretty good job at lighting up a lot of the area. And then if I press it again, it goes down to low, which is 50 lumens. So again, not as much light spilling out from the sides, but it's still a pretty good tight hot spot. So if I wanted to throw some light in a specific area, but it not be so bright, I can go ahead and do that. I'm going to put the flashlight in front of the camera here also so you guys can see if you guys can make out, but there is those LEDs. I know it's not focusing in on them, but there's those LEDs. It is now down to 3 LEDs because I have been using it. And then if I press it again, it'll turn it off and turn it on one more time. And that 1,000 lumen output, again, really awesome to throw that light way out there. So for the price of this flashlight, you really can't go wrong. If you just want something, to keep around the house, in the garage, maybe you have a shed, or you want to keep it in a vehicle or something like that. And very inexpensive, $15, and it is rechargeable. And then, not a lot of different modes that you have to worry about cycling through. I like the fact that it comes on the highest mode because I tend to use the highest output on the majority of my flashlights. So if I have a flashlight that outputs at 1,000 lumens, if it's smaller, like an EDC flashlight or a pocket flashlight, I tend to want to use the 1,000 lumens whenever I use it. So I like the fact that it's kind of coming on in reverse, so it comes on at the highest and then it ramps down. So there it is, just a quick look at the beam shots outside. All right, so as you saw from those beam shots outside, this LitezAll flashlight did a really good job at throwing that light way out there, and then it still had some nice spill on the sides. So if you didn't need it to be used for such a far distance, you're still going to have that really nice hot spot that you can direct the light to and still get some light on the side lighting up anything closer to you. So I think for $15 at your local Walmart, this is a great buy. Again, it's obviously not an EDC flashlight, not something that you're going to carry on a daily basis, but you know, again, to have in a garage, or maybe you have a job where you carry a flashlight, maybe you're like a security officer, or you know, you're in charge of something at night or something like that, where you need to have something that, you know, you have a lot of light and you can throw it out there. But the best part is that it is so light. And I wish you could experience that through the camera here, but yeah, it just almost feels like it's completely hollow, completely empty. But again, as you guys saw, you do have battery in there, and then you have your battery indicator here. So again, now it is down to 2 LEDs there because I have been kind of using it and playing around with it and whatnot. So I think this is a pretty good buy. It doesn't really have a specific name to it. It just says LitezAll 1000 lumens. So if you are at your local Walmart and you're looking for something along these lines, I definitely would recommend that you picking it up, especially for $15. So there it is. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks.